1, 2, 3, go. Ready? When a food particle enters the mouth, mechanical digestion begins as the food is broken up into pieces. The food in the oral cavity causes salivary glands to release saliva. The chewed up food is called bolus. In saliva, there is mucin, which lubricates the mouth so it's easier to swallow. Chemical digestion also begins here because saliva contains an enzyme called salivary amylase. The food then moves to the pharynx, which is at the opening of the esophagus and the trachea. When we swallow, the top of the trachea moves up, so it is covered by a flap called the epiglottis. The esophagus carries food into the stomach by involuntary contractions known as peristalsis. The stomach secretes gastric juices. It is made up of HCl and pepsin, which is an enzyme that breaks protein into shorter polypeptides. The low pH of gastric juices denatures proteins, and it turns meal into chyme. At the opening of the stomach to the small intestine is the pyloric sphincter, which helps regulate the passage of chyme into the intestine. The small intestine, the duodenum, is where the duodenum is, and where the chyme mixes with digestive juices from the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. The liver produces bile, which has bile salts that aid in digestion of fats. Carbohydrate and protein digestion occur in the small intestine. In the small intestine, pancreatic amylase hydrolyzes polysaccharides into maltose or disaccharides. Trypsin and chymotrypsin break large polypeptides into smaller polypeptides. The dipeptide splits small peptides into amino acids, and carbopeptidase splits off one amino acid at a time. Aminopeptidase starts at the other end of the peptide, so the hydrolysis is faster. Nucleic acid then hydrolyzes DNA or RNA into nucleotides. Fat digestion is hydrolyzed by bile salts, which cover the fat molecules so the fat droplets are emulsified. This allows the lipase to turn the fat into glycerol and fatty acids, and this in turn dissolves intercellular material in the small intestine, where the digestion and the absorption occur. In the small intestine, there are villi and microvilli, which are finger-like projections that greatly increase the surface area. Subsequently, the nutrient absorption. The digestion of enzymes is done by the enzymes called nucleases that are activated by the enterogastrone in the large intestine, secreted by the duodenum. The major function of the large intestine the colon is to recover water from the chyme. The waste called feces moves along the colon by peristalsis. The rectum is the final part of the colon where the feces is stored until eliminated. No digestion occurs here, and the feces exits through the anus.